21/27th on the 27th day, 7th month, 2022, and I'm Rob D coming to you from Liverpool, England. And it looks like that Mimic TPW is had a bit of a malfunction going on. But I've been tracking some beams that was coming right through here. And I'd even said to somebody, high risk for an earthquake in the Philippines. I said it in a private message. And boy, did it hit. And then I see this. And I see this official excuse, and I'm going to read it. We are again experiencing an upstream data outage in the PDA server on all but this one retrievals, and we'll update soon. So they don't have this data. It's all missing all around where we want to log. You know, right through here, where the beam swath was that I seen. So I asked myself, what's indicative of a man-made quake is? Was there any space weather that I should know about? No, it's clean and green, right? So I'll shut that off. Was CERN active? Absolutely. When did the earthquake hit? It says here, according to this 7.0 earthquake hit at 13 kilometers depth, and I'm showing some of those are hitting at 1 kilometer depth on my Earthquake Network Pro app that I use on my phone. So some of this data is changing. But when I look at these timestamps, and I come over here to the LHC dashboard at Meltronix, meltronx.com, and I hit some of these timestamps here, you'll see that the timestamps match when the quakes happened. Yeah, this is all in UTC. Right? See the time? So that's 43 minutes 24 seconds after the 0 hour. Right? Which would be right about here, where this drop is. See it? See the drop? Beam drop, beam on. Beam drop, beam on. Right? Because I watch these things. So, could large magnets in experiments cause earthquakes? Yes. We've definitely noticed when they was doing beam drops, there was earthquakes in Italy. Had an isotope making facility in the CAF, and it was frowned upon. A lot of tools there, 3s and 2s here on this drop. They're doing magic. I think so. So, yes, we have a coincidence there. I'm going to negate that now. And let's talk about your weather. Now we got some people tuning in. Yep, that's rolling now. Welcome back to me being out of Facebook jail. Thank you for your words of continued support. That have kept me my morale going. So I've shown you that Mimic is a no-go today. So we're not going to look at that. Right? This is keeping it real. So the pressures is what I want to look at. Right? Because it's not liking what I'm seeing. And to do this, I'm going to go way back. I have no south of the equator, across the entire planet, with only one burp zone for moisture happening right here, and a little one over here. See, look at this zone across the whole world, except right here. Come on, this is winter time. I should see high up here, not here. This is a very odd pattern. This is it's impossible. This is not natural. This takes atmospheric heaters to do. And to match these pressures so close, 29, 30, takes engineering and planning. And these little side bubbles to create little differences to work up the 14s, right? Those numbers I keep teaching you, the atmospheric pressure line. And I go 5, which is 2.5 of these on each side, or a finger when I got it way up. Yeah, you finger the line and you know your volatilities. And with these type pressure, that volatility line, it goes up and down according to whatever's put in the atmosphere. Would that just go away, please? Okay. Welcome to your morning. I told people I'll try to do a clean show for you and your families today. But this is my concern, is on this day here, when these pressures finally allow some of this moisture down, where it should be, coming naturally from the Himalayas and down here, it's going to be warm. It's going to be moist air. All this is cold. Very cold. Right? This is winter time. There should not be all this high pressure down here. It's way too wrong. Even though it's cold. So where's the high pressure coming from? Somewhere in the upper atmosphere is being heated. Where is that measurement being taken? They've took this away from me. I'm no longer able to scroll through the different layers of the atmosphere on this, and well, it's a big question mark for me. So as I look at these pressures and I watch fighting, I got to think about these temperatures. Okay, this is high. What temperature is high moving in the southern hemisphere? Come on, I'll give you a second. Think about it. This gear will be rotating in this direction. I don't think gears now. Okay, this is low. Low is rotating toward the rising sun in this hemisphere. And this one is. And this one is. That's going to take chem bombs to do. These are all fighting each other over a lower pressure and a high here. The high rushes towards the low. Hot rushes towards cold. So we got a weird fight that's going to go on here. If it's telling me this is negative 50 plus, down that low, and that's the temperature's that high but the pressure's low, it's telling me you're going to have a vortex or a torus field inside this storm. So each one of these will be a torus kicking up. In other words, like a blender, stirring the mix. Stirring up the shitness mix, as somebody used to call it when they heard me say sickness mix. Yeah, they're coming down with the shitness, and there it is. And so these are essentially turning each other. It's a weird dance these two are going to have. And when they pull something down, it's going to bring up a lot of, electrical potential because of their fight. And the chem that's been deployed, right, is going to be evident probably about this day here. So come Saturday, I'll be having a good look for it. So hopefully I have all the studio moved in and all that there. And if I haven't vanned the bed over by then, it is a bon voyage. I will take to the kindness of offers, and I move my buttocks. But I want my bed. They doubled in price, like everything else. Anybody else notice that? Go to the grocery store and your bill is twice as high all overnight? Sounds like a plan, because it's everywhere in the world at once. You can't tell me it's the same everywhere, unless somebody's controlling the product. Anyways, I digress, because stuff like this is going to ruin crops. So the moisture now, we got this hot air, right? So you get this one kicking like this, right? So it's going to pinch some of this cold moisture and bring it up. This one here is also gearing it up. And it's bringing more moisture and some of this stuff with it, right? Because we got let's say, look at what the rain thunder from that day, right? All this. Now you hide your country. All this from Antarctica is coming up. All that energy of the snow, all the static of it bumping into each other, all the electromagnetics, all the upper atmospheric things that are going on, and all the perturbations from the electromagnetic frequencies, and magnetic drops of CERNs and other things of concern. Right, you're setting up for a perfect storm. This is the only spot on the planet that has a lot of burp of moisture south of the equator in a very long time. So now I'm going to roll it without all this crap on. And I'm going to have a drink of water. Enjoy your morning, people. Listen to the bird song. Yeah, turn me off. Watch me later. It's just a video. All right, here you go. She's burping up some hot air over the center, and that's telling me the EMF is frying you. Bzz, 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 getting fried, burping down some air from the tropics, cut off by the fight between the two highs, which are at exactly the same pressure. This is takes a lot of dynamic doing You know, the dynamic duo right here is taking a lot of atmospheric dynamics. So I want to see something now. Is anything showing up on worldview that I can see? Way off your coast here. So let's have a look at NASA worldview. Compliments of the NASSholes from NASA. Masquerading as scientists. Here we go. Okay, so we are here. We'll draw a line down from India. Okay, let's have a look. I don't think it'll be in sat view yet. So India is here. We come straight down. Right, we got these two vortices here. Right, would you agree? Yeah, these are the two lows. Right. No, I don't agree actually. The high is here and here. Wow, that's wide. So the high here has blasted out all your clouds. That's stuff on the surface. That's not EMF or anything. Flown over at once. Right, very clear today. Isn't that beautiful to see? Isn't that nice to see? You're not going to want to see what it looked like over Adelaide yesterday. Like if I go here right now, it's a choke out. Look. Oh my God. It was bad. Some of these places are bad. Look at Bass Strait. You don't want to eat any of that sea bass coming out of that, but that's a beautiful blue water that day. Looking like a bell end. I wonder what Higgins drew. Ooh. I can't help it. I've been razzing him for years. Look at that. Hey, Addie, how'd you feeling? That's sickness mix, by the way. And that would have happened yesterday. So, if you slept with your windows open at all, what are you thinking about? It's wintertime. You must have heat to spare. But this fallout would have made my eyes itchy. How'd your nose feel? Did anybody get bloody noses? Did you have trouble sleeping? Coughing? Did you wake up with a sudden chest cold and you can't explain it that you've been around a bunch of people that are dysuries? Are you vitamin deficient? Are you not getting any vitamin D? Yeah, look at the sickness mix here over the ocean. Murray's multiple use zone. So that's chem bombs and chemtrails, a little bit of EMF. Bzz, bzz, getting fried, Straya style, right here in front of your eyes. Welcome to your morning. Welcome to my day. Boom, 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 and a plume right here. Would you see that? I would see it, because I can't help it. I've educated myself in a program that's not fully disclosed. You sometimes do homework, very faintly showing here. Boom, boom, boom. That delta formation I so often point out when I look over here. I know I was talking about pressure, and I've just digressed, but this is how I roll. We do what we're thinking. Because how does the air smell there today? Does it taste okay? Is it fishy? Is it smell like plastic? Somebody in the house farted and you're going to blame that? You know, think of these things. There we go. Let's have a look at this plume. Right. I got to put this on my lap. So I'm doing things a little different today, but I'm going to do it. Do it. Right. Boom, boom, boom. Right there. You see him? 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go backwards 10 minutes. 10-minute jump back, stutter. 10-minute jump back, stutter. Not naturally occurring cloud formation. Something dancing over here to the left. Hey! It's kicking everybody in the ass. Now we're going to jump. 10, 20, 30, boom, 40, 50, 60. So something. My eyeballs say there's a chemtrail line. Well, what happened 10 minutes earlier? The chemtrail came along and has either had something nucleating in it or something's deployed to continue it. Right there, it's different. It changed. Something in it is acting differently. Maybe something's descending through the atmosphere like those ping pong balls with catalysts that they use to do controlled burnings of forests. I've showed those films before. What's this one here? I gotta see here. I hope it's streaming all right. Missed doing videos for y'all folks, but I've never stopped watching. That's how I knew about that mimic beam. And did tell somebody about the Philippines was a high risk. I even said it the other day before I got the punishment for saying that. An old Western adage. Remember when they used to say all horse thieves must hang? That's what I said. So that's what my guilt was. I got a big boom boom plumes headed your way. Where is this? Day and night. It's as clear as night and day. We get a gun to windy gun with the windy over here headed toward the brizzy. Here you go. This is where you are. Okay. Headed your way. Boom, ba da boom, 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 boom. Bloom, ba da bloom, 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 bloom. Two to the two, two, twos. Your sky looks like a number 2. Here we go. It's not an M&M. It's not a vitamin. Ooh, the mustache going there. Look at that. Geosculpting. Yeah, come on. You gotta have Imaginariums too, right? But I don't imagine these plumes. This is that geoengineering method that I keep telling you about. Geoengineering, balloons, Paris Accords. See if it does it. Yep. Look. I'm going to show you a document real quick live. If it's still streaming. Might pause for a second while these upload. You could say the same words and get this. Right? Go right to page 13. Just going to go right to the meat and potatoes on this. Right. Potential delivery vehicles for stratospheric sulfur dioxide injection include aircraft, artillery shells, stratospheric balloons and hoses suspended from towers. I sometimes ask you, how does the air taste, smell? Right? And here's what they talk about spraying seawater in the sky. Droplets approximately in micrograms, They're spraying water from the sea in the sky. Yeah. Well, that might have crunchy up algae and all sorts of things that people might not be good to have in your lungs. And I don't think it's been well tested enough, and all these right here are sources that you can feel free to have a view of. Right? This is your homework. Space-based ones. Are you ready for this one? 55,000 mirrors. You would see them, right? And they'd be faced the other direction, right? To make sunlight go away. Right? I wanted to point that out. At altitudes of approximately 1,200 to 2,400 miles. There's some guy here, number 79, the Royal Society of Supernode 12 at 32. Boy, they got it all. Roles of sunshades in space and climate control. Controlling your climate. Isn't that climate change? Being changed on purpose by engineering? I don't know. It looks like it to me. I mean, logic says so. We have a logistics problem, and if we think about this logically, I think we're going to come to a conclusion that, boy, is there a lot of money to be made doing this? Boy, is there a lot of money for us to pay? Boy, is it healthy to put sulfur injection in the atmosphere to make sulfate aerosols? Do you want to be breathing aerosols? Didn't they tell you huffing aerosols was bad when you was a kid? Do you want to be breathing from the old can? You'll be walking around all that lip, like the guy in that video that makes me laugh. Artillery shells. Artillery shells. Artillery shells. Boom, boom, boom went the plumes. Artillery shells. I governed in the Paris Accord. Does that look like a swastika? What is going on here? Nazified skies, folks. Would you look at the guilt? That's blatant. I got to screenshot that. Come on, when the totalitarian tiptoe becomes the goose step and the knee is on your neck, I think we're all having trouble breathing here. How you breathing doing there, Australia? How's your weather doing with these delta formations? Dominoes, the rolling bones on you, man, slapping the table. Look at that. And that was that going with the windy right there? Kind of close to it. Toowoomba. Toowoomba way. And that's headed your way. That's sickness mix right on top of you right now. Headed your way, Tweed's Head. Headed your way, Lismore, Stanthorpe. 'Thorpe. What a shame. What a fucking shame. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep it clean in case you're watching me at the kitchen table this morning. Boom, 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 went to Plumes. I'm telling you, this is real. Anybody doubting that this is a governance document from the United Nations, feel free to look this up. This is it. This is your thing. I'll take it down a notch. You can see this is anybody can go get this. SiggyLine.org. Go get this paper. It's your United Nations. And as you dive into this particular topic, and this is from 2016, it's never passed. There's too much money being asked for. Well, the cost of your floods and the cost of your fires. There's no way your future could pay for this. And they're wanting all these smart cities and railroads and all this other stuff. Your taxes can't pay for this. It's impossible. I think we'd be better off planting the trees back to regulate the environment. I'm all for that particular Agenda 2030 thing where they're planting trees. Not ones that they cut up to plant firewood and use on your houses, biomass you some fuel, or to turn into burn things. I'm talking ones that feed these beautiful animals under this law. And in our hills. It's all underneath this crap. All underneath all this beautifulness is that. That'll be a difference in the lighting. Is as a satellite went over to be a 90-minute difference from this side to this side. And Forbes says, hey, that's a natural peace sign in your land. Now, how cool is that? When Mother Nature tells you that. And Mother Fletchers tell you that. It's not cool. Right, so we're going back to today, to July 27th. And this is what was done on my last image that I have of the country showing the peace sign and giving everybody in it that they rule over the middle finger. And then let's go back to your forecast now. Right, the pressure bubble's got to work this way. It just has to. Right, there's a big fight. Right? Have you spotted the low dog yet? Low dog is here. Way out of here. All the way there. So everything's leaning that way. That's why everything's doing the tug. Every one of these highs is rushing toward that. And when these causing slight interferences, well, they also rush toward that. Well, this rushes toward that, and that's the rager right there. That's the one that you won't be out there in the boat. That should show up fantastically on an image. Actually, that should be very dramatic. Very dramatic storm. Should be, see if we can catch it yesterday. Really? If that's not showing. And a 937 should have a clear eye. Anything getting down below the 950s is a clear eye. Is a raging storm. So I'm not seeing it. What's up with that? Did that develop overnight? Did they just suddenly drop that pressure? See, I'm not matching up. Statistics not matching with what my eyeballs are seeing. So that's not right. Okay, so there's a with the pressures, or they're planning a super drop of a storm, a really big beam that won't be picked up on because Mimic TPW ain't working. That should be raging. Yep. That's just how that works. So, Oz, let's have a look at your weather plan. And I'm right on time with that other forecast. Let's get rid of some of these lines. Hey, Ringo, get rid of the line. There they go. God, welcome to Liverpool. I couldn't resist. Old 80s humor never quite goes away. Here's the weather plan. As I say, you're about to get smacked all the way through here. And I'm in a general agreement with these numbers, actually. Tassie, yeah, they predicted you pretty correctly, but I think they got the precipitation type wrong. Access in 10 days shows this. But the storm I'm talking about comes between here and here. See, this is the one I'm telling you. 5 days from now, you're okay. 5 days after that, you guys get smacked, and it's going to happen in about 6-7 days. You see these totals here? Not all this is going to be frozen precipitation. All this is going to flow fairly quickly. If all the stuff that's up here melts all at once, you guys are in for one hell of a flood, and I don't think some of the dams are going to handle it. I have to say that. And once again, your weekend to be able to go to your government house and ask for certain types of governance is going to be ruined by the geoengineers and the weather. Much too treacherous for you guys to be risking travel through some of these passes and areas. Matter of fact, if you've got in the low areas of these valleys up through here, get your animals prepared for very cold stuff, for sudden wintry conditions. Yeah, it might just be slight hailstones or sleet to you, but on the ground with an animal standing there, it's not too cool. Blanket them up, make sure you got hay in the right places, open up pasture areas so they can move freely to where they feel they need to be, because you guys are about to get fucked come Monday. Watch this. Well, 5 days away my time. Now I'm going to have a sip off of my delicious water, because I love water. Remember, it's not water's fault if an engineer tells it to do something, right? Water's beautiful. Water nurtures. Look at that Addy, get a little storm coming in. It ain't squat. I'm going to do it by jumping, because this is boring me. Hey, you're halfway through a day jumps. Well, look, Taz, you got some snowflakes. Dun, 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 dun. Santa Claus will not come to your house. All right, Sydney. Will we believe that this is going to stay offshore? No, we will not. What kind of winds we looking at that day? Well, let's look at these particle animations. So you're driving offshore. Oh, man, that's going to be great for surf. Sorry, we got to point out the fun. So, what's the tide line? How long is it going to last? It's not really anything that spectacular. And it ends. Just a winter gust storm coming through. Wouldn't that be cool if it snowed? Yes, it would. I like snow. That's back to your 5 day. Let's continue to roll the rumbler here. Now you're gonna see a bit of action start to happen up north. So I'm gonna roll back, and then you're gonna see some action hitting Perth, because Perth is gonna take a bit of a shot coming over about here. Watch. And this comes under and over. Perth is gonna take a shot, and that's gonna go on through the next 24 hours, and it is gonna be very heavy winds. It's going to be very dangerous conditions down on the shoreline, and travel at your own risk in this city today. Watch out for flying objects. These winds, in some areas, when they squeeze through passes in the cities, can be quite dangerous. And if you want to be one of the idiots looking for the surf down at the shoreline with your picture, be sure and send me you receiving your Darwin Award, or don't risk a kid. All right. And if you're going to do something stupid, remember to tie yourself off to a railing. You're going to get wet, but don't get drug out to sea. Don't be an idiot. Stay home some days. Right? Satellites showing not too much, and they've been lying on the weather radar. It was one point tonight while you guys slept, there was no weather in Australia at all, but I was seeing it on radar, and Port Hedland was beaming away. Look. Bzzz. Yeah, it was absolutely frying, y'all. This is in the last hour. This is the current image. It's actually on right now. Heating up the area up there, pinning moisture. Maintaining that high pressure that's going all along the top of the tropics. It shouldn't be there in wintertime. See it beaming? And it was pretty active last night, but it never did a full circle beam or anything. And that's just showing you some of your fun coming over. Yeah. So let's do the satellite. You see the storms here coming back out of India and toward this way. That whole strand of moisture could be headed your way. I'll give you a 12-hour roll on that, because it's more entertaining than an hour. I don't know what else to say. Sometimes. Come on, get on with it. Here we go, rolling. A lot of these storms I'm noticing seem very stationary. It's just the energy's in place and the chem was in place to make the storm happen in a certain spot. They don't just like go across the whole country. See, I'm just holding my cursor. All that bad weather's up above it. Look, watch. Just roll it. Nucleation boomed. Chem came down. Boom, boom, boom. Went your plumes. and we should be able to see that actually. It's a 4-hour roll. I'm going to see, am I still working? Yes. Good. A 4-hour roll on coming in off the west coast there. So let's have a look at this. All right. And I'll give you some town names. Oh, they should already be at. Here's Perth. So this is what's coming into effect. Perth has been pluming up right now. Watch the plume going backwards here. First thing I see. Against the flow. EMF on the low deck moving out. See that one there? Moving out. A lot going on here actually. You got high deck and low deck. This brighter white is up high. This is down low. Watch how they interact. You'll be watching this for years, and there's different things going on. The low deck is most likely to contain planes that fly lower altitudes that have the flares and various things under the wing that we've been seeing flying over this country. But this right now is out to sea. But that's where you'll most likely see that type of chem deployment. And when it's up high, it's most likely this type deployment. I say most likely. Would be your aircraft or artillery shells. Aircraft's down low, up to Learjet 60,000 feet roughly. Military a bit higher. Stratospheric balloons much higher. Some of them are at undisclosed altitudes because they're military. Hoses suspended in towers is the suspected surface air coolers that we see on some power stations and other things like that. Suspected. So that's not a very well defined one. The method they say it is the tower's a balloon they hang the hose from. I've never seen a tower or some of those things you see on the sides of mountains helping with make it snow and things like that can be considered a tower. With hoses suspended, that's a dodgy one that needs further definition to me. So you got a lot of chem catalyst out here to walk the storm around the corner. But my concern is Perth today. Right? What are they doing? How are they making this happen? Big chemtrail came over you. I never forget somebody told me that they didn't chem bomb Perth. Hey, here's one blowing up right over the top of you right here. Look. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 stars, for lack of a better word, like you would see in a firecracker. And that's a fairly new one. Because this is 8:50 p.m. Then my time, which was about an hour ago. Then boom went the plume over the top of you, and you got all sorts of geometrics going on up here that are not naturally occurring cloud formations. Look at this. Do it backwards. Now go forward. We got a square. Boom, boom, boom. Some more stars like being ejected. At some point I'll have to show a video of fireworks. Or why don't you look at videos on how fireworks are made? Some beautiful ones that you have on China. Makes fireworks and explains how they do it. How things shoot out. And then it might shoot another pellet and another one. And each one might have a very different rate of when it is predictably blows up. So that you see these beautiful fireworks displays all perfectly timed to go with music. Right? It's not so unbelievable that this can be done. Because I watch it at 4th of July. I'm going to go watch it at the Blackpool World Fireworks Champions coming here. Look at that. Isn't that an odd formation? Here's the old Thunderbird. Oh, flying by, shitting on us all. Taking a big old crap on the weather. Crapping on us all. It's going to be a crappy day under these plumes. What we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 boomers going by. 12 boomers taking the sun from your sky. Boom went the plume. Boom goes the plan. Boom, boom, boom goes the sun from your day. And any creature under here, even the old goanna, it couldn't stand on a rock and get a tan today. What in the hell is going on there? That's an odd one. If I can get this any bigger. Gets big, sometimes it goes backwards. when you do that. Let's see what we can do with this. Ah, shit, I lost my... Yeah, I lost my thing. So I'm gonna have to go back down. See what I mean? You can only go so big. Someone must blow a big hole out in your clouds. Look at that. One triangle at the end. Okay, come on now. When the TRB that uses an ionized cloaking system appears before my freaking eyes. I screenshot it. You guys got a lot to learn about Lockheed Martin and some of their tech. Wow, that's a pretty obvious, that one. So we got military chem deployment going on. Dun dun dun! Yeah, I went there. So back to your weather plan. My God. We're just going to show you guys that you're going to get some wetness going on. You got some weather going on. You can expect cold air to come up through the trough through here. You can make some frostiness. Hello, Briz. You got some showers headed your way. Coming over this way. Conveniently in the line of those chem bombs. You're going over Warwick now. Dissipating over the beautiful areas of Mount Warning. And the big old chem bombs have been redeployed over the top of you. Lismore has some more. Have it. They don't give a monkey's toss about you. They just want that land. Look where all those rivers meet here. You tell me that ain't strategic? I used to be the human trafficking capital of slavery, from taking people away from their homes out here that you ever saw. You need people learn your history. It wasn't just Africa that suffered. Tell you fucking that. Toowoomba, you just had it. Caboolture, Brisbane. The setup's there for you guys to get storms today. I don't see how it ain't gonna happen. It's the pressure. Where's the fighting line? 16 here, 14 here, bubbles sideways, trappers here, kick-ups here, here. Turn that shit off. It distracts me. Yeah, it has to rain. Fucking has to. As you head more up north, I don't see it going very far inland, so they have to bring the rain from this direction. And from this direction, you can get rain. Absolutely. She'll sneak down. The moisture's already there. Because this line... forward. And as it jumps back and forth, this line changes dramatically. And it's not moving at all in that animation. See how it inches over a little bit there? I ain't trusting this at all, actually. Let's see. Temperatures. Yeah, it's good to be back, y'all. I've missed doing this for you. Got temperatures. Right. Today. Ooh. Oh yeah, if it stayed that cold, the you's fucked. That's in a few days. That trough will absolutely go up through here. So if they tell you it ain't gonna be all the way up here, you're gonna be cold. Get your firewood ready. Quit making that heating bill big. Learn how to make one of those tea light things, and don't use poison ones. Alright, what kind of temperatures we got up here? Let's see. That's what that is right up there. Right up here, that's mighty nipply out. Yeah. That one right there, that's like you look like you're smuggling peas up under your shirt. That's how cold that is. Stay out of the wind. -1. Gonna get numb. But that's in Celsius. Yeah, that's cold. Let's see what kind of winds we got up there. And a 5-mile wind on that. Squeeze them through the passage. It's not the most pleasant day to go for a walk in the woods unless you're like behind that rock up there where it says 1 km/h wind. What's your accumulations? What's your gustiness is? Ah, yeah, that's about like it. You stay the hell off those roads. Next 24 hours. Come on, give me a stat change. Actually, if you're gonna make safe passage, you get on up to the Capitol. Go now. Now's your chance to go. You guys got about a 7-hour window. Do it. Do it. Protest. You got a voice. Use it. You see where the danger zones are? Having to be along your highways, your passageways. So be careful. Use care. But some of you guys were asking me to go. And well, where's this surf gonna be? I promised a few people a few things. So let's give you guys that too. Swells. How swell is it gonna be? Swells. Right. There's your swells. Again. Today. Oh, for tomorrow, head your asses down here. Swells. Right? Look at swell. And you're gonna move along the coast. You might as well just chill out. And if you guys are along this coast here, you going on that shit, wipe out. We're gonna be hearing that one. That's the state of fucking. Unless you use one of those cool guys that does that kind of shit because you get a rush. And hell, I want to see it. Boy, freaking windsurf is gonna be tremendous. Yeah. We should enjoy fun when we can. What's this swelto? And that means and I don't fully understand this stat at all. So I'm not even going to look at that one. But at least I'll say that. So I have something I got to learn. Wind and waves. Yeah. Yeah, here you go, folks. This is what you've been wanting to hear. Yep. Yamba on up to Polina, man. Surf's up. Not yet. Not yet. Get down there, man. Wax your boards, wax your boards, wax your boards, wax your boards. It's time. Hey, you got about a day. See it? That's fun time, so get your boards ready. You'll have time. I don't see the storms being that bad where you shouldn't, but get your warm gear on. Right? Hey, you're going to have some fun. I can't wait to see the pictures. That's going to be some fucking big swells. See how warm it is out here. Ain't too bad. That's still enough to freeze your balls off. Right? Because even that water hypothermic can happen. But it's also cold enough to bring some great whites in. So I'll use some care because the seals like it. Okay. Now you're getting swells out here in the lake, huh? There must be some wind, eh? Ain't gonna be nothing like all that. Alright, so I did that part. Right, let's go back with a little bit of a roll tape here for the weather plan. Let some people have a view. Yeah, I'm going to have another sip. Check to see if it's rolling. Yep. So I'll name Arnold Schwarzenegger for a minute. I'll have a look in a minute. The weather will always be black. If they spray the skies, the sky will be black. That's what it's going to be. They'll be black. And boy, are you going to pay some taxes. That tax man's gonna make you pay for everything you do. Alright, let's go back to the rain and thunder. The rain and thunder with the ball while whitening in the wall with thunder on the EMF going on everywhere. Let's see what we got. I'm gonna let this roll and have a drink. This is your weather plan. Weather plans require engineering. If you find my forecast of value and you value my work and you feel like supporting my work, thank you. You can support my work by messaging me and saying, hey, way to go, guy. Or by using PayPal, I'm getting tired. paypal.me/Robert Deutsch, or contact me. I got some jewelry for sale. There's a few books left in Australia to be had. And if you bought one and it hadn't been sent to you, and Rachel might have been on holiday or somewhere, the floods had hit and you didn't get it, please contact me so we can make that right. Yeah, I'm just aware of some today. Yes, I'm an author. I'm getting a bit bleary. Are you satisfied yet, folks? You're up to Friday. Here comes the storm hitting the thing right over Xmas, so we can expect to see a big beam if they could fix Mimic. Fiji looking all right. The constant tube of storms is going on here in the Vanuatu Express. And the dirges of Australia's storms head over to impact New Zealand in a very big way. And I'll be showing you that in another day. And here it looks like I got rain coming. That's alright. Need rain sometimes. There's your plan. That is boring me. Let's jump it. Boom. Boom. Melbourne gets it here. Watch. This is when Melbourne gets it. And they're gonna. It's coming. All up through the mountains, all up through Tamworth, all through here. It's gonna be colder than a witch's tit and a brass bra in the Yukon. There's the snow, the wintry mix for the skiers, ski resorts. Bending over in Bendigo again. I know I pronounced it wrong. I'm having fun. If we ain't having fun and enlightening ourselves by raising our vibe in a world going low, then what's wrong with you? Don't lose your shine. Right? Just because the world is full of the shining type situation where Jack is getting to be a dull boy. Look at that line of storms. That's going to be electric. That's going to be bad. When I see a line like that, that's telling me that's going to be a very dangerous storm. The winds are going to be high. The potentials for hail and tornadic activity will be there that day. There's a lot of energy, and that's covering a lot of space. See how the energy is from that line? And that's touching here. There'll be little vapors and tendrils of chem connecting them. See how the potential comes in toward the coast? It's going to light it up, actually. Yeah, I'm watching for you that day, Cuffs. So it's on the 1st of the month. We'll be watching for this. So, I'm getting a bit tired. So I'm going to give you another view of the Plumes. And we're going to dive on in here. Going to have one last look. See if we see anything going on in the square over here. We got it. Boom, boom, boom with the Plumes. And there went your weather. And we go. Of us, and we got to do something about this geoengineering. We got to say no to Paris Accords, because it's not just you getting sprayed like bugs. The United States will be impacted by some horrendous storms coming up. And this is New England. Sickness mix. See it? Same sickness mix that we see over Australia today. Okay? This is a worldwide problem. The United Nations wants to spray you with things that don't seem too healthy. Sulfur aerosols. Sulfur's caused acid rain. What's it doing to your lungs? When artillery shells and chem bombs plume, what you gonna do? 'Cause they've come for you. This is not a conspiracy to see something. The conspiracy is the cover up. The cover up is not so covered up. Big love, people. Peace.